Yeah, good day, Ronnie. How you going, mate? I didn't think I'd be speaking to you again. I just sort of let you know I got your Christmas card okay, and I hope you got my e-cards. I mean, as I said to you, I didn't have a chance to go out and buy any this year, so I know you understand. And at least the e-cards, they're pretty short and all that, but at least it's good getting them, setting them up and all that. Excuse me. Yeah, I just turned around a little bit here. You probably see out the back there, they've got some Christmas lights up now. My granddaughter put them up the other day. They sort of flash them off in different sequences. So we haven't put up a lot this year because there's nobody to do it. I used to do it, or Brenda would do it, or somebody would do it, but there's nobody really home except Steve, and he didn't seem really interested. So yeah, well, this year to play something a little bit, because we'd probably sit outside at Christmas. It'll be a little bit on the warm side. If not, we'll sit inside. We've got options. So I don't know what you used to do. You'd probably huddle up in a corner somewhere, under the blanket. It's cold over there, isn't it? Anyway, that's the way it is, isn't it, mate? We're the southern hemisphere, it seems strange when you think we're at one extreme of the world to the other, eh? Even with the time difference. I couldn't get over that when we was on the plane and we flew out of England. I thought, I'll set my watch for this. I had two watches. I set one on Sydney time, and you wonder, you keep saying, you wonder where the hours, where it changes over, eh? And then when you get that bloody jet lag kicking on you, you don't know where you are. You sort of know where you are, but you don't know where you are. I mainly got that when we came back, from it's a long trip, eh? I don't think I'll fancy doing that again. I'm not mad about flying on planes. I had a few trips here and there, but I'd sooner be on feet on the ground. But it's a quick way of getting there other than 6 weeks on a boat. Yeah, so surprising how the airfares have come down there over the years. They used to be so expensive. Everything was so expensive. Well, especially telephone calls. I mean, we could just talk to each other now on Skype and things like that. You couldn't do none of that years ago. It was always like the Christmas Day, you'd have to book up. And, oh, it's mad. It used to cost you about £3 a minute or something, maybe more than that. And everyone would be waiting around the phone. And his friend was hang on, she used to say, I'm just making a pot of tea. And he said, go and get over there, $3 a minute, and she didn't understand. And then when he would get on, it's like he was in the next room, you could hear so clear. I hope you got that bit about what I was trying to explain to you about the building sites. Yeah, you remember those dividing points. So I thought of it when I got off. It's just stuff everything up with paper, and then tie them down to the steel work and hope for the bloody best, that they didn't get blocked up. And then when they pulled the scaffold, the shutter away, you used to look up and hope to see the points, and sometimes you couldn't see them, eh? And you pulled the paper out, and there was your point. Geez, I always remember when I first started work, Mum said to me, how was your first day of work, son? I said, a bit fucking ordinary. And all I remember doing back in them days was just shredding conduit all day, standing at this bloody vice and threading. And a little while later, there was another sort of a thing there, a bender or something. He said, I'll get you to bend a couple of angles. I said, that was just as bad, I think. Yeah, so that was the old days. When I came out here, no, it was already just coming in England at the time, the plastic conduit, armoured cables and all that stuff. And when I came out here, I couldn't believe it. It's like a toy. I thought, what's this go? Glued it all together. The only time you really used steel conduit out here, or whenever, was that bloody Eddie's fireproof or dangerous, you know. I always remember when that pyro came in. That was a bit of a Mickey Mouse thing too, you know. I was trying to strip that and bend it, but when you think of it, it was a lot of balls in around, wasn't it, for whatever. Too much work involved, you know. It wasn't that easy, you know. And it used to make your bloody hands sore and everything, you know. The old plastic conduit, I've done it all, mate. Even at work, we used to get this tray work, you know, about we'd run PVC cables and cable tie. The best thing they ever invented since sliced bread was in cable ties. And then when I've got this flexible conduit, like it was just like plastic hose. Oh man, but that was only intended for short distances, you know, where you come close to terminating on a motor or something. You know, you do the last little bit there and a bit of plastic, you know. But oh man, all the stuff they got today. Yeah. But I used to be scared of telling them what I used to do when I first kicked off. They must have thought I'd come out of the Stone Age or something. They said, "You sure electricity was invented in them days?" I said, "Yeah." They said most of it was DC at the time. I always remember the first time I went away on the lighthouses and everything was all DC generators. I mean, that's a whole new game again when you get mucking around with that stuff. You know, I've had a fair bit of experience over the years with work. But the one thing about the electrical game is it never stops changing. So, yeah, I mainly miss the camaraderie at work, you know. Like I like to have a yarn with someone, you know. That's what I miss terribly, you know. Especially when I'm with Brenda, you know, she can't hear me half the time and she gets it all mucked up. And Steve's he's right, he never gets a squeak out of him unless he's on his fucking tablets, he's up and then he's too stupid, you know. And I just want to talk to him when he's normal, but he's not very normal most of the time, you know. And plus the age difference, you know. I used to like going down the pub, even though the blokes down there, little piss pots and that like me, but they all had different jobs, but you always found something in common to have a yarn about, you know. A lot of us concreters and self-employed blokes, drivers, you know, always have a bit of a yarn, you know. I miss that bit, you know. We used to get together now and then. But anyway, at least I've got somebody to talk to. And I just thought I'd get back to you, mate, because Brenda's, she's still not home yet, and it's, 2 o'clock in the hour. And the nurse just rang up to say, "Has Brenda had a shower yet?" And I went, "Oh, there's another one." But she usually rings up after just to make sure she doesn't turn up when Brenda's having a shower. So I said, "Yeah, she hasn't had a shower. She's had to go and meet the grandkids." Oh, she didn't even know about it. Anyway, she said, "I'll come out, I'll make it the last one of the day, which is between 3 and 4. So I rang Brenda up and she didn't even answer the phone because she couldn't obviously hear it. So I rang one of the grandkids and they said, "Oh, Pop," I said, "tell your nan that the nurse is coming at between 3 and 4. But that'll be the last time she can get her dressings done before Christmas." And she said, "Did you ring her?" I said, "Yeah, but she didn't hear the phone was on message bank anyway." I said, "Tell her the nurse will be around about 3. And she said, "Oh, we'll be leaving at 2. I said, "Oh, well, that's okay then." I'm coming home in a taxi again. So that'll be her fixed up. And I've got my bloody Sheila coming tomorrow at 8 in the morning. That's a bit early for me to give me a shower. So I'll have to set the alarm. So I'm not like you. I don't get up till about 9 o'clock now. There's nothing really to get up for. So I'm early to bed and late to rise, you know. So I said, "Oh, okay then." So I'll be up and in the shower at 8 o'clock. Oh, it's good in one way. And that'll be Christmas Eve. And then they won't come around again till Boxing Day or whatever. If you really want to shower when it's hot like this, you're clammy all the time, you know. Anyway, enough said about that. But like I say, I just fell in a little bit of time. until they come home. They'll probably be full of it. They said they'd bring some photos home for me, you know, they take with their phones. Good to see how they've progressed. I know they've got quite big since I've seen them last, so that's it, eh? So if I send you another message, mate, I'll probably send one on the phone, you know, just a verbal one or a video one. And provided it's quiet, that's why I thought I'd get back to you again today, because it's nice and quiet. All I can hear is the fan running in the background. Nice and quiet, I can gather my thoughts together. Hopefully that'll be alright. So I'll say goodbye to you all now. I hope you have a good one. See ya. Hooroo. Ho ho ho.